The elements of Provincetown are such an essential part of my work, including the harbor. And so in 1981, I was out at the Provincetown dump, and that's when we had real dumps back then. There was no recycling or anything. Everything was piled up. And it was after Christmas, and amidst the turkey bones and the wrapping paper and the garbage were these Christmas trees just strewn around on these pile of garbage. So I stood them upright and created a forest dump, which, Forrest Gump stole the idea. So there was this forest on the garbage. And that's where the idea of okay, the idea of rerouting. So rerouting these trees, I'm wondering if these trees can be brought back to life, or what about the life cycle of the Christmas tree, and what is the meaning of it? Why do we bring these live evergreens into our homes every year? And so I learned a lot about the importance of more waiting off the importance of what am I trying to say? I realized the importance of bringing evergreens into people's houses was to ward off evil spirits. That's where the idea sort of came from in China and Europe and places like that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try to reroute these, and then I created the IRS, the International Rerouter Society. And so I created a lot of corporate platforms for myself, so that I become a CEO and I become a legitimate spokesperson for an idea. And so that was the birth of the IRS, the International Rerouter Society, and I set up a ceremony on January 7th every year, because it's after the 12 days of stockpiling, which of course is the holiday season. So it was all about consumption, rerouting and connecting ourselves to the environment, and putting this ritual into a political, cultural, religious context. So I would take a tree and build a boat, and it would go out at sunset in the harbor and burn it. And there would be a lot of people participating, singing, chanting, lots of ways that I work with this idea. So that was in the early 80s. And then in 1988, my friend Walter and I were swimming in Provincetown Harbor, and it was the year that there was a lot of debris washing up on beaches in New England, and people were closing beaches. And we're like, we had this incredible harbor here. Let's see if we can swim across the harbor. It's a simple thing. And everyone's like, no, 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 the bluefish are feeding and you'll never make it. So eventually we found a boat. We went to Long Point and we swam across. We're like, wow, we did it. Let's have a benefit for AIDS. I mean, these ideas just came spontaneously. It wasn't like all thought out. So 2 weeks later, we had 10 people on the beach with a jug of water, and we left from the boat slip beach, which is on the harbor, and swam to Long Point, which is about 1.4 miles. And then when we got to Long Point, we're like, how are we going to get back? We hadn't even thought about oh, we need to get back. So, we stopped a couple of fisher people, and that was the beginning of the Swim for Life, which is now in its 37th year.